This video is for my girlies who love all things fashion. We're talking clothing, accessories, jewelry, outfits. This is for you. Today we're taking a little dive into my closet to talk about how my fashion sense and style, my personal style, has changed since and because of weight loss surgery. And I'll be sharing some of the tools that I use to help me figure this out. This one's gonna be fun, right? So if this is your vibe in any way, I hope you'll subscribe here. If you are into any content about bariatric surgery, I hope you know that this is a safe and welcoming community. We also love the magical side of life, so we do things all about Disney, travel, mamahood, holidays, etc. I hope you'll stick around. If you are new here, hi, I'm Chelsea. I had bariatric surgery almost 4 years ago. Wow, wow, wow. I can't believe that number is getting so high. And I share everything about the process related to weight loss surgery, from the science element, the medical information, but then also all of the implications of having weight loss surgery, including fashion. I will leave my weight loss surgery playlist, The Transformation, here for you, but it will also be at the very end of the video in the cards as well. Just in case you want to scroll back and see how this journey began to how we got here today. Prior to my gastric sleeve in July of 2019, and this is information that I've widely shared, I had a really hard time dressing my body. Aside from the obvious size situation, which I'll talk about a little bit later, I struggled to dress myself in a way how I imagined I wanted to dress. And I feel like that is relatable to anyone who is not comfortable in their body for whatever reason. Like, this idea is not a novel concept, particularly for anyone who is overweight. Plus size clothing has come so far since at least 2019. I feel like with the advertisements that I see on my social media, on websites, and physically being near stores, that plus size clothing is so much more inclusive than it used to be. And I'm thinking about like that Old Navy commercial that lists the sizes on the screen. I didn't experience any of that prior to 2019, unless I was shopping at a store that was specifically for plus sized people, like a Torrid or a Lane Bryant situation. Let's be clear, it's still not equal, but I do think there's progress being made, though it's slow. In my size 18-20 body, I wanted so desperately to participate in fashion trends or even chic fashion, and that really wasn't accessible to me unless I piecemealed it myself, which I put a lot of time and effort into doing. I have always loved clothes. Even when I was little, I would read through my mom and my grandmother's magazines and look for pieces and outfits, and I would cut out my own first ideations of vision boards with expensive purses and really cute dresses and accessories that I loved. Like, I've always loved the aesthetics of clothing. I've also done this and still continue to do this on bougie apps. Yes, there's Pinterest, very helpful, but apps like Outlook, Stitch Fix, Farfetch, social media allow me to like save things. I love going through a Gilt. Do you know the app Gilt, G-I-L-T? And looking at how many things are left in the really expensive categories. So like a really beautiful Zimmermann dress, they'll be like, ooh, only 6 left. And I'm thinking, who are the women buying these dresses? How do I get to be that woman? And I'm slowly taking steps toward being that version of Chelsea, but I love to think about who's making these purchases, how are they styling them? There's a lot of creativity that goes on up here for that. I have a whole folder in my camera roll of just screenshotted pieces that I love, trying to figure out how to incorporate them into outfits, because I don't like a single-use outfit. I want to be able to use my pieces in versatile ways. The biggest difference here is that I can now shop some of the pieces, not all of them, but some of the pieces that I am saving, whether it's in my camera roll, on a Pinterest board, whatever that may be, because of my body size. I can actually shop, purchase, and wear them. Pre-op, instead of spending money on clothing, I used to put the majority of my extra funds into accessories, jewelry, shoes, headbands, makeup, even skincare. I spent more money on those categories of things because they didn't feel judgmental. Their sizes didn't hurt me. And while I still love all of those things, I don't think my love for shoes, bags, accessories has decreased. I don't feel limited to them anymore. And I know that that is a mental game. No one told me you can't buy these things. But it was a mental thing. Rather than trying on a dress or a pair of pants in a size that I was ashamed of, I would go to shoes because I'm like, my size 7 feet always make me feel good. There was a psychological mindset shift that had to happen for that. So let's jump into my pre-op style. I'm gonna use that word very loosely, shall we? Perhaps the biggest change, aside from the actual number, is the fact that I have gone from wearing pretty much exclusively black to not having black in my wardrobe, save for the occasional pair of leggings or workout outfits. Every dress was black. Every top, every dress had a sleeve, a cap sleeve minimum to cover this area of my arm. Of course, all in dark colors, primarily black. Even on the day of my surgery, I wore black. My jewelry was big. My makeup was glamorous. My eyelashes were long. My hair was lighter. I used every tool in my toolbox to detract from people looking at my actual body. Like literally hiding it in something that could have been a trash bag and making everything else bigger. So that is where the attention would go. And while I love the drama of a big earring, of a strong contour, of a cat eye sharp enough to kill a man, I'm not hiding behind those things anymore. I think the overall point is that I dressed a certain way to hide my body, and it wasn't because I appreciated the details of my makeup, accessories, nice shoes, etc. I was using those things to overcompensate for my weight. And I'm not sure I realized that I was even doing that until I was post-op. Therapists, this next segment, tune in. I think the only time I dressed where I felt my insides match my outsides is when I was and am in Disney World. I wore tutus with polka dots, bright colored tank tops that showed my arms. I would tuck my tops in to my voluminous tulle skirts. I loved and still love planning Disney outfits because I knew that those outfits were going to make me feel good about myself. That feminine extra-ness vibe that I was accomplishing in Disney is how I wanted to dress every day, but I wasn't confident enough to do that in my former body. Our Disney vacations were very much an escape for me from my inner critic mean girl who made me feel ashamed and guilty based on what my body looked like. But I think one of the reasons why Disney is so magical for me is because I could dress how I wanted. I could really express myself without fear of judgment from others because it's encouraged there. It's maybe the first place I believed in self-expression. And then my post-op world came. Weight started coming off, and I started thinking about the decisions that I would get to make about how I wanted to present myself to the outside world and how I could align how I felt about who I was and am as a person, and could I show her. In the excitement of fast weight loss based on the first 6 to 9 months, I knew I didn't want to buy new clothes every time I dropped a size because that was happening regularly. I did have 4 or 5 ranges of sizes in my wardrobe, which I also think is fairly normal, starting at my largest size, which was an 18-20, and then like coming down to 14s. I had a lot of clothing within that range, so I was set for a little while. My closet used to be a lot more chaotic in a very hopeful way that I would be able to reach those sizes someday again. I also had very generous friends who would give me bags upon bags of nice clothing when they cleaned out their closets. Getting dressed was kind of like assuming different identities. I knew that I wanted a style for myself. I wanted a personal style, but I just wasn't sure what that was, and I wasn't sure at the time that I could make it work given what I had and then what was being donated to me. With those pieces, I wasn't sure that anything was actually standing out as belonging to me. In retrospect, right, everything is clearer. I wish I had done more research on what I wanted that style to look like, because I feel like I could have made more work within a personal style if I just was more creative. Does it annoy you that I'm applying lip gloss as I talk to you? This is Fenty, by the way. This is fun. And I think it's just in hint number 1, clear. The research might have just sped up my style finding a little bit more. Some milestones to talk about here as the weight is coming off. I started taking full body photos, or at least photos of myself that weren't just of my face at like a very specific angle. If you know, you know. I started trying like bolder prints on my body rather than just dark colors. I wore shorts. Maybe it should not be a core memory, but the day that I wore shorts to the Roger Williams Zoo with Mark and Callie, I wore white shorts, a gray long sleeve, Wayfarer sunglasses, sandals. Callie had on this pink romper with like lions or tigers on it, and I didn't chafe. I let Mark take a picture of me where my legs were out. That was a big day. This is also when I started to use clothing rental services because I was stabilizing a little bit. I was staying longer in each size than I had been during my like really quick weight loss phase. So I was looking at services like Le Tote and starting to dabble in a little bit of Stitch Fix. My next style phase, we've been through the black era. Okay, we're gonna Taylor Swift this. Then we get into an era that's not her own, of donated clothes, and now we are tiptoeing into the confidence era with bolder print, shorts, maybe a tank top here and there. But we're gonna do a little pendulum swing from the black era into confidence. When I was about a year out of surgery, the era of my clothing was like form-fitting, tight clothes. Very preppy, which has always been something that I identify with, but like really tight white skinny jeans, Lily Pulitzer dresses that like zipped, that came with a number, not a letter, like not a medium or a small, but like a 4 or a 6, that were like heavy fabric. They look really good on you when they're on, but they are tight to your body. Like you can feel the dress everywhere that it is. Strapless bras were turned into my wardrobe because my boobs had shrunk into a size that I could fit into them. And yeah, we are now in COVID times, if you're keeping a timeline. So there were many a day spent braless and in leggings with a sweatshirt. But whenever I had the opportunity, whether it was to be on a Zoom call teaching, in a meeting, filming, I was finding every opportunity I could to wear these tighter clothing. And I don't mean tighter in a way that was like inappropriate or like showing too much. I also don't really believe in that, but it was definitely tighter than anything I had worn pretty much my entire life. I was really proud of this new body and the work that I had done to get here, so I wanted to dress it in a way where people would notice my weight loss. What was still missing from all of this was an actual style. There were types of clothing that I was gravitating toward, because specifically shops that I couldn't have shopped in before, like Lily Pulitzer, because they didn't carry my size. I was gravitating toward those out of excitement, which I think is totally normal, but I still wasn't like having a style, if that makes sense. I will admit that I definitely spent too much on dresses that I have ultimately donated or even resold for not a profit on apps like Poshmark, because I was excited to shop off the rack. And now I find those pieces of clothing really restrictive and uncomfortable. So we've moved on from that phase too. How would you define your own personal style? I would love to know in the comments. And this brings us to today. It has taken me 4 years and quite literally thousands of dollars to figure out that my style is a classic girly with a preppy feminine twist. I like a focus on versatility, which I talked about at the top of this video. Dresses have always been my go-to and continue to be, and I think I'm confident now in wearing what I think is pretty and fun. I would say that I probably overdress for the everyday, but I like it. I don't think that matters to anybody else. And my Disney style hasn't changed. Honestly, I think I started with my Disney style as like the platform for how to work up to dressing in a way that makes me happy and excited for every single day. And I found a partner to help me do just that. After Callie was born, so this is many moons ago, Mark bought me a subscription to Stitch Fix. Because I didn't think I was going to have time to shop, and shockingly enough, with a newborn, I didn't. What I didn't understand at the time, and if you have never heard of Stitch Fix, I didn't understand the value of Stitch Fix being a curated personal shopping service. Their options for styles are huge, have grown exponentially since the first time I tried it. To get started, you answer a series of intro questions about yourself, your lifestyle, what you do, what you're looking for, and then they give you a variety of different pieces and outfits, and you can say yes or no if those are your style or not, to try to curate down what your personal style could look like based on the things they have to choose from. It's fun. It's actually really fun to do. I'm now using Stitch Fix 7 years after Callie is born, 4 years after surgery, to hone and refine my personal style now that I have finally identified what it is. It's kind of like an aggregate, almost like a Farfetch, because there are so many different brands and price points for every single category of style on Stitch Fix. So I was psyched to see that they have some of my favorite brands, like they had my Vejas shoes, my sneakers that I love and wear with most of my dresses. They have Kate Spade. They had new brands I hadn't heard of before, so this was like my first step in getting involved in them. Like, they have some really high-end pieces, and then they have some really awesome, inexpensive, everyday pieces like the linen shorts everybody's wearing now for like $25 or under. Honestly, it's less expensive than Target. I'm gonna show you my 2 most recent purchases from Stitch Fix. We'll do a little try-on session for you. I wanted to unbox them with you first. Also on Stitch Fix, you can save pieces that you like for either like style inspo or to purchase at a future date. I will put some B-roll here on the screen of things that I have currently saved as a wish list for later. So I saved this to open with you. I have visions for these things. Also, this is recyclable. I love that. You know I love that if you watched the last video where I talked about Allbirds, made to be recycled. This mailer is made from 100% SFI certified recycled fiber. I love that. So with Stitch Fix, when you order something, you can also exchange it for a different size or return it. They have excellent customer service, and you can work with a stylist beyond the suggestions that they have online to figure out how to wear what you're wearing. I didn't even, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So I'm trying a new brand with the dress that I got. I'm gonna show it to you. It's in also colors that are a little outside my comfort zone. I love a white, I love a blush. This is from a company called Farm Rio. We are nature lovers. 100% certified organic cotton. Organic cotton has been proven to lower environmental impact than conventional cotton. It reduces water usage, greenhouse gas emissions, and the amount of chemical that's used. So this is called the Lobster Sky midi dress, which I will have linked in the description box for you. This is so fun. Okay. It has crustaceans on it. It is a lilac colored A-line maxi. It says it's midi. It's gonna be maxi on me because I'm short is my guess. All of the little sea stars and lobbies are red. Okay, I will try this on for you, but my vision here is Nantucket. Can you imagine going to Nantucket in this gorgeous dress with lobsters on it? Like, this is so Cape Cod. The 4th of July. I hope this fits. I sincerely hope this fits. Obviously, I'm gonna show it to you whether it fits or not on camera, and I'll let you know if I need to exchange it, but holy cow, I'm so excited to try that on. These are even prettier than I thought they were going to be. These are from a company called Town and Reese. They are a pearl drop blue white. These reminded me of like Italy. Like if I were having an Italian Euro girl summer. Oh my gosh. These, okay. These need to go in my ears right now. I think they would actually match what I'm wearing. If you watched my Nashville vlog, I'm wearing my little white eyelet dress. I have my Vineyard Vines headband in. I don't know if this is too much pattern. Is that too much pattern? I'm not sure I care. Oh. So, Stitch Fix also carries really good accessories, bags, shoes, belts. There's a blazer, I think, in my wish list. I know that's not an accessory, but it feels like an accessory. I just thought these were beautiful and they were reasonably priced. I'm really sensitive to nickel. I tend to break out and get rashes, so I have to look for jewelry that's going to be a little more consciously made with sterling silver or a plating. I love these. If you can tolerate a heavier earring, like these are not hollow. This is real porcelain. Okay, so with every white dress, these earrings will be worn. Noted. Noted. Something I want to mention about Stitch Fix is their inclusivity of size range, which is important to me. I feel frustrated at the idea of shopping at a company that I couldn't have shopped at before. Like as a consumer, I don't want my dollars to go to a store that at some point wasn't size inclusive or still isn't. Stitch Fix is. They carry extra small through 3XL in most of their products, and they look for companies that have that type of size inclusivity to include them on their brand. Okay, this is the dress. I'm gonna come close to you. It's a little chesty because I'm a little chesty, but one of the things I really like about it is that I can still wear a bra, and there are these like sticky straps on top that I don't exactly know how to work. There are pockets. I feel like this is very flatter figuring because of this band right here in the middle. Like, hello, I'm going to a clam bake. I'm going to Nantucket for drinks. Oh, hi, let me style this. Also, this fabric just feels nice. It's like weighted and fitted but not tight like before. I feel like because this is a voluminous skirt, I would have wanted the whole thing like tight to my body. I do feel like I could probably come up an inch or so on the straps, or maybe not. I am in love, and this is a tangent, but the idea that I can go onto an app or a website, tell it my height and my weight, and then it recommends a size to me. This is a medium. I toyed with getting the large because sometimes with certain brands I have to go up a size, and sometimes in others I go down. I tend to fall into the medium category most often, and I'm so glad that I went with a medium because I think a large would have been too loose to give this effect here, and it would have been way too big on the sleeves. I could definitely change my bra. The bra that I'm wearing right now might be too like big for this dress. Do you know what I mean? Okay, let me accessorize. Orans. You won't be able to see my feet. That's okay. You could do a little wedge with this too. I'll try them outside so that you can see. I have the most perfect earrings for this. Okay, so at first I thought to go with the orans, I could do my Sampiel raffia. If you are looking for a lightweight raffia earring, these are the ones for you. Right, like, oh, just here on vacation. But wait, look at these. I'm not sure I've ever even worn these. These were a Christmas gift years ago from my husband. They were probably Vineyard Vines. Oh, they're intended to look like coral. Coral. It's okay, you can do the Walking Dead quote. I mean, does it get more cape than this? If you know, you know. I will leave some accessories from Stitch Fix that I think would go with this dress beautifully, but like, going on a day trip, anyone? This is gonna be my favorite dress this summer. I just know it. Oh, it's nice outside. I think I might go outside and get a little video of this. My very exciting new affiliate link for Stitch Fix in the description box below. So if you take their style quiz, you'll get 20% off whatever you decide to purchase from them. I'd highly recommend these earrings. I feel like Stitch Fix is a good fit for someone who is too busy to shop or who doesn't like shopping. Or if you need the services of a style consultant but don't want to go into Nordstrom to ask for that, you can do this virtually. It's way less hands off, and it's less intimidating. It really is a super fun service to try. I hope you enjoy it. Please let me know if you try it in the comments below. And of course, by using the affiliate link, you already know this, you are doing me a favor, you're helping me, and you're supporting this channel. So those are the eras. Those are the weight loss, surgery, transformation style eras that I've gone through in the past 4 years. It's been a lot of change. I feel like I'm starting to show more of my personal style in my outfits on social media, on Instagram. I don't think of myself as a fashion anything, specifically not a fashion influencer, but it's interesting for me to like scroll through my feed to see, one, how much of my body I'm actually showing or willing to show, and then two, when I look at my outfits now, I think, oh wow, that feels like me. Whereas before, I think it just felt like something that I had to wear versus something that I could or wanted to. So I hope this was helpful and fun for you, and I hope you'll consider Stitch Fix if you are looking to do a little bit of shopping in the future for yourself. If not, that's totally fine too. I love you. Thank you for watching no matter what. I hope no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, that you are having a magical week. We will see you next week with brand new content. I love you. Thank you for being here. Bye, friends.